Auntie,
Yes, baby?
I don't feel well.
You're not feeling so well? Alright. Go lie down. You'll feel better soon. Okay. Cover your mouth. Sanitize your hands, please. Use a tissue. Use a tissue. Did you wash your hands with soap? Let's talk. Hi, and welcome back to Pocketbook Pediatrics. I'm Dr. Richland Brown, and as usual, I'm always so happy to have you here with me today. Whether you've been joining me or this is your first time, thank you for coming, and let's talk a little bit. So, we've been talking about viruses and bacteria and just things that are very catching or illnesses that are easy to spread from one person to the other. So, we've spoken about flu and GE and cough generally. And because of that, we've also spoken a lot about cough etiquette or hand washing or hand hygiene as well. But what do we really mean when we say cough etiquette? And are you sure that you know all the proper steps to good hand washing? So let's talk a little bit and make sure that we're on the same page. And let's start by talking about cough etiquette first. So as I said, we've spoken about cough and what cough is, and as we talk about cough, we really also just have to talk about sneeze as well, because just like a cough, a sneeze is a reflex or an involuntary reaction that the body does when there's something that's irritating the nose and the throat, and we need to get that thing out of the nose and the throat. So there's a big gust of air that comes up out of the nose very quickly to kind of get that thing out. Now, as we talk about that though, we have to talk about what that means in terms of spreading illness, because when we cough and we sneeze, we're also bringing up germs in little water droplets that kind of hang around in the air. Now, here are some very interesting facts about those water droplets and about cough and sneeze. Did you know that when you cough, it can travel as fast as 50 miles per hour and faster? And a sneeze twice as fast as that. So it can travel as fast as 100 miles per hour and even faster than that. And more importantly is how far those little water droplets with the germs get when we cough and sneeze. And when we cough, those droplets can travel as far as 5 feet. And when we sneeze, as far as 3 feet. So when we spoke about social distancing and standing 6 feet apart, it really was to get us out of that 5-foot distance that a cough generally travels and trying to help keep people well. So when we talk about cough etiquette now, it's to help kind of reduce that spread of the germs from a cough or a sneeze. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by covering our cough or our sneeze. That's really what we mean when we say cough etiquette. Because etiquette means the proper way to behave. So cough etiquette means the proper way to behave to prevent spreading germs when I cough or I sneeze. So we need to cover our cough. Now, what are the different ways that we can cover the cough? We certainly don't want to use the hands, because just in the same way that the germs can be in the air, when we use the hands, those germs get on the hands. And hands too can be very deadly in passing on diseases. And we're going to talk about hand washing very shortly. But hands go everywhere. We shake other people's hands, we touch surfaces, and more importantly, we touch our faces. Now, one study has shown that we touch our faces as much as 23 times per hour, not even per day, per hour. And often we don't even realize that we're touching our face. And that's how germs are going to get in. They're going to get in when we touch the mouth, when we touch the nose, when we touch the eyes. And that is coming from germs that we carry on our hands. So we want to make sure that our hands are a safe place. We're not passing on any germs to anyone else. So we're not going to cover the cough with our hands. So what's the best way that we can? The best way to cover your cough is really to use a tissue. And we want to make sure that we're covering both the mouth and the nose, because when we cough or sneeze, you felt it. We all have a little air coming from both the mouth and the nose. So we want to make sure that we're covering those areas that germs can get out from. So we take our tissue, we cover our mouth and nose, we cough, and then we're going to make sure we throw that tissue away. And very importantly after that is that we're going to wash the hands. We're going to wash whatever germs are there away. Now, if you don't have a tissue, a handkerchief can do as well. And if you have neither tissue or handkerchief, then the next best thing is to cough in the elbow. So make sure that the mouth and nose are covered and that you cough, because it's less likely you're going to touch your elbow than it is that you're going to touch the palms of your hands. So that's a safe way to do it. Usually the sleeve of your shirt. All right. So that's what we mean when we say cough etiquette. And of course, wearing a mask is also important. So if you are unwell, it's very important to wear a mask, because it's far less likely that you're going to spread those germs at 3 feet or that 5 feet if you're wearing a good, well-fitting mask. So we wear masks a lot, right, to keep ourselves well from others and also to prevent ourselves from spreading illness to others. So masks are very important. Now, what about hand washing? Now, hand washing is very important as well, because we're going to wash germs away. But in this day and age, when we are moving so fast and everything is scrolling and clicking and getting through very quickly, the time that we're supposed to hand wash may seem very long to you, because I'm not sure if you know, but we're supposed to wash the hands for at least 20 seconds, right? And I'm sure many of us don't wash for that 20 seconds. But it's important because that's the time we need to get those germs up off the hands and make sure that we get them washed down the sink. All right. So what are the proper steps of hand washing in this 20-second period? So we're going to get the hands wet. We're going to get the soap on the hands, and we're going to get a good lather. We're going to get all of those bubbles going. And it's very important that you teach your child that we don't just wash the palms, but we need to make sure we get in between the creases of the fingers. We need to get underneath the fingernails. So teach them how to do those things. And also make sure you get up to the wrists as well. And we keep that lather going for 20 seconds. Now, some people say that if you sing through the happy birthday song twice, you've made it to your 20 seconds. But it might not be the happy birthday song for you. It might be their favorite song. It might be a story you make up or a song you make up about hand washing. But whatever it is, just try to make sure that you're consistently teaching them to wash their hands for 20 seconds. So once we get that lather going and we've gotten to our 20 seconds, we want to make sure that we wash those bubbles away. So wash the hands on nice running water, and then we're going to dry our hands with a clean towel or with paper towel. All right, and get in between the fingers and make sure they're dry. Now, sometimes we don't always have access to running water to be able to wash the hands, and we may use a hand sanitizer. And when we choose to use a hand sanitizer, we need to make sure that we're using one that's actually doing good work, because many of them sometimes just have a lot of fragrance. They smell very nice, but they don't have enough alcohol to do the job of killing those germs. So be sure that when you get your hand sanitizer, look on the back. Just like on food, there's a little label that tells you how much alcohol is there, and you want to make sure that your sanitizer has at least 60% alcohol to do a good job of making the hands clean. So when do we wash our hands as well? So of course, we know after we use the bathroom, it's very important to wash our hands, but also before and after we have something to eat, we have to make sure the hands are clean. After we come in contact with somebody who is ill, or if we are ill and we've coughed or sneezed, as we said before, we need to make sure we wash our hands. After we've come in contact with our pets, because sometimes they can pass things to us, we can pass things to them. And of course, if your hands are visibly dirty as well. So you've been outside playing a boat, hands get muddy, dirty, definitely that's the time to wash the hands as well. Now, kids can learn cough etiquette and hand washing from a very early age. So be sure to start teaching them as soon as possible. And remember, kids learn a lot from what they see as well as from what they hear. So we want to make sure that we are practicing good hand hygiene, making sure we're washing for that 20 seconds so that they can see that as well. And they can learn from a very early age how to do it as well for themselves. And it's also important to teach them about how easy it is to pass germs from one person to the other. Maybe it's a story or a song, but one very interesting way that is also fun is to use the glitter game. So get a little glitter, put it in the palm of one hand, and show them how easy it is to pass those germs or that glitter from one hand to the other. Then take them to the bathroom and show them how it's not quite as easy to wash those germs or that glitter away with just water. And then get soap on their hands and get them washing, and show them how much easier it is to get the glitter off when they use a good hand washing technique with good soap. And make it fun for them so that they're excited about doing it right all the time. That's all we have for you at Pocketbook Pediatrics today. And I hope we're on the same page now when we talk about preventing the spread of illness and cough etiquette and good hand washing. And that you'll begin now to teach your children from a very early age how to prevent spreading illness from themselves to others, and really just keeping themselves and your family well as you go about your daily activities. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you the next time on Pocketbook Pediatrics. God bless.
Remember to wash your hands. Remember to wash your hands. Every time you've been around playing with friends, remember to wash your hands. Remember to wash with soap. Remember to wash with soap. When you wash your hands after blowing your nose, remember to wash with soap. And count to 20 at least. Count to 20 at least. Cover your cough and then wash your hands. And always count to 20 at least. Oh, bring it on, sing along to the Handwashing Song. Remember to clean your nails. Remember to clean your nails every day before you eat your meal. Remember to clean your nails. Remember to wash them all around. Remember to wash them all around. Remember to wash both tops and palms after you've been eating your meal. And count to 20 at least. Count to 20 at least. When you're done going potty, wash your hands and count to 20 at least. Bring it on and sing along to the Handwashing Song. Let's go! 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And now your hands are clean. Woo!